Good evening, lovely tubers. White Mexican back again for another video. Today I'm going to be reviewing one of my all-time favorite deck cores, Anti-Meta. If you've been watching some of my channel, I've been an Anti-Meta player for a very long time now. I don't consider myself by far an expert in Anti-Meta or anything like that. It's just something a deck that I've constantly switched back and forth throughout the years of getting back into the game back in 2012. This is a quick review of my current deck list. I'm still augmenting it. I'm still changing it up. I do want to run 40 cards. Right now you can see it's 41. I'm still deciding what card I want to cut to make it 40. Extra deck doesn't matter because I am running the very pricey Pot of Extravagance right now. And it being an anti-meta deck, we don't really use the extra deck, or I misbuild, we don't use it at all. And this is kind of just a quick preview right here. I've got 3 Dyna, 3 Ryo, 3 Inspector Border, 3 Moonmirror, 3 Desires, 3 Extravagance, 1 card Demise, 1 Regeki, 1 Upstart, 1 Day, 1 Macrocosmos, 3 Lost Win, 3 Judgment, 3 Strike, 3 Compulse, 3 Waboku, and 3 Quaking Mirror Force. Again, I need to cut down 1 card from that. Extra deck is just filler for Extravagance. First side, we have 3 Banisher Radiance, 3 Twin Twister, 1 Dimensional Fissure, 2 Phantom Knight Sword, 3 There Can Only Be One, and 3 Warning. So this is the deck that I'm going to be reviewing today. And there's also kind of some random things here as well. The 2002 Collector Tin promos, I've covered these before. This is kind of just a random tidbit I'm going to add in here because the prices haven't changed dramatically, but they are slowly going up. And to my surprise, the actual Red Eyes has actually surpassed the Dark Magician, which is very surprising. You can see here again, my settings are set to lightly plate near mint. For the Dark Magician here, for the original 2002 Collector Tin, it's about 18 bones, and then we go over here and it jumps all the way up to about 22 for the Red Eyes. So these are really nostalgic cards. Again, obviously as the price continues to go up with their age, they're becoming more and more collector cards. My personal favorite is the Summoned Skull, which really still hasn't seen too much growth in value, which is pretty cool because you can still scoop them up pretty quick for about 7 bones. We have the Beast Skull Dragon, which is sitting here around 9. The Blue Eyes White Dragon, which is sitting around 11. Lord of D, which is sitting around $4-ish. And that's pretty much it for those Generation 1 tin Promar cards. Amazing, deep, beautiful secret rare foiling on all of these cards. And it's definitely worth not necessarily buying at these prices individually for singles on TCG, but if you buy collections off eBay or off your friends or at a garage sale or whatever it may be, and you happen to have these cards, because a lot of kids had these cards when they bought the tins when the show and the game first came out in North America, and they're quite some good chunk of value depending on what you're paying for your lots. And that's something I like to do personally. I like to buy just like a big lot of cards, and sometimes these cards get mixed in, and it's really cool to have the old school nostalgic tins and to have these really nice promos. Next card is going to be Sarage's Skuldred. So there's 2 prints of this, the Megatin and this, and I was really surprised that this price has just gone down so much. This card used to be like a $30 card for like the longest time from what I can remember. And this is the original print, Extreme Force. Looking at the first editions right here at the bottom, they're only about $7. There's 2 here from Team AR, more than 5 pages listed, so plenty on the market. I still think this is a fantastic card. I know Master Rule 5 is coming out here very shortly in the next couple days. Links are still going to be in and out for sure. And this is just awesome artwork, amazing effect, pretty good attack. And this is just a really great card. And I don't know. For some reason, when I think of this card, I think of zombies, and I really like zombie decks. But it's just a generic great link card. I think people have kind of undervalued the power of this card, and its price has gone down significantly, which is really cool. Makes it a lot more available to the public. Vanity's Emptiness. This is a ban card. Unfortunately, this did not come off the ban list. I was stocking up. Have a couple copies of the Secrets first editions and the Secret Forces super rare reprints. This is still mad cheap. The Secret Rare is still kind of maintaining its price. You can see it went down a little bit with the new drop of the ban list, but still around 10 bones for the Secret Rare first editions. These are fantastic cards. I wouldn't recommend buying $10 price point on these, but if you can get them cheap in trades, undervalued, I would definitely pick these up because these are going to be hot fire when it comes off the list. Same with the supers. Supers are super cheap right now. If you can get them in like extra throw-in trades, I would definitely sweep up on these. I personally have a lot of sealed boxes of first edition Secret Forces, and I have several binders with many copies of these. I think even the super rares are worth picking up very, very cheap. You can get them on like $1 or less. With throw-ins, with trades, I would really highly recommend even getting the super rares, just because the price difference between the secret and the secret and the super rares are just so different. Just an all-around great card, awesome card, powerful effect, and just great artwork. Max C unfortunately did not come off the ban list again. Luckily, this is a shorter ban list, and we'll get another chance to sweep out in the next couple months here. And of course, this card is just ridiculously priced, like always, for the ultimate rares. And then let's take a look here at the original print secret rares from Storm of Ragnarok. Very, very interested in this card for the first editions. If I'm not mistaken, the last time I looked at this card for the first edition original prints, I believe they're around $50. And there's 3 pages listed, no first editions here. Probably kind of a recoil effect from everyone kind of swooping these up for a prediction of the ban list, hoping this card comes unbanned. Like myself, I have several copies of this card and have been waiting a very, very long time for this to come out. So the first edition we see here is about 45-ish bones right here. And then it jumps all the way up to 74, so that's a very big gap in price difference there. Just an all-around amazing card. Again, me personally, I really do like the super rares. I really like my hand traps and super rare rarity. The secret rare is my all-time favorite rarity for this card in particular. I really like ghost rares, of course, but secret rare is a really special place in my heart. Back in the day, it was the highest rarity during Gen 1 Yu-Gi-Oh! DM era. So it's always really important to me. But this card is money across the board. Even the commons here you can see are about $6 plus. You got this crap gold and then the super rares, which I think these are fantastic. I buy these for $5 every time that these jump down to about 5 bones. I pick up copies of these supers from the tins because this is one of my all-time favorite rarities of this. Don't really like the ultras and of course the secrets. Always money, good time. Ultimates, it looks really cool, but it's just not worth the price point. I just think that this is a ridiculously high price point for this card, and this card's going to be amazing when it comes out, but it's definitely not, $270, $285 price range for an ultimate rare maxi. It's just not worth it. I would highly recommend trying to pick up the secret rares. I would not pick up the unlimited versions. Call me skeptical, but I really, if you're going to go all out and get secrets, get something that looks nice, I would definitely recommend that you get first editions. And then if not, I would go for the super rares. Again, around $5 is a good range for the super rares. Alright, so here getting into the deck here. The core monsters here. The first card we're going to review is Thunder King Raya. We have the ultimate rare version here, which is really ridiculous in price point. It goes all the way up to about $85. Joe Pack 8 is very old now. Everyone likes ultimates. We don't get a lot of ultimates besides the tournament packs now. OTS, and this is just an all-around awesome card. It's a what is that card called? Mistake, that continuous trap card that stops searching. It's basically a mistake on legs. It's a 4-star. It's a 1900 beater, and it can also negate inherent summons by tributing it, which is pretty cool. I personally like the secret are the best. I do enjoy ultimate rares, but I just think this is ugly personally. There's some ultimate rares that just don't look good. And this is one of those cards I just don't think it looks good. And its price point is just not merited. This card's really good, but this $85 price point just does not merit this card. Whereas the secret rares are only around $7, $8, which look fantastic. And it's a lot more reasonable price for this card. You have crap gold here. Well, actually, Gold Series 3 was pretty cool, but still just, this is actually good. The original Gold Series, I think it was Gold Series 3 and 4 or whatever they were called, and whatever one was Haunted Mind. Those look pretty cool. Not my favorite rarities, but it's definitely way better than this premium gold and platinum gold and all this other crap that came out. And then 2 versions of the commons here. This is really awesome. I think this is great. This is so cheap. This is all around just an awesome card. For the commons, again, like if you buy collections and these are in your common collections that you pick up really cheap, it's always a really good card. It's just a generic great card. I really like it, especially if you're an anti-meta player like me. But personally, I would go for the secret rares. I know I personally have several copies of the secret rares myself. And that's not that bad. You're going to need 3 of them for this deck, for my build at least, if you're interested in messing around with that card. That's what I like to play test with. Inspector Border, this card has gone down dramatically. This used to be, I don't remember exactly how much it used to be, but it's significantly cheaper now, even for the original print first editions from Extreme Force. You can see the first edition here for around $5. And several on the market. And I guess, of course, you have the Mega Tins 2018 reprints, which are, about 2 bones. There's the Dual Devastator Ultra reprint, which is ugly as hell, but I mean, it's under $1, so that's pretty cool. Personally, of course, I would go for the original print first editions because they're so cheap, and this card is just such a powerful card. It's a level 4, it's a 2000 beater. It has a giant presence on the board for negation, or just blockage. And it's just an all-around anti-meta staple classic. Next is going to be Banisher of the Radiance. There is secret rare prints of this, and I believe rare prints, and I think maybe some comments if I'm not mistaken. But this is the ultimate rare. This is the best rarity, highest rarity. I do like the secret rares as well, but in this particular card, it does look very, very nice in ultimate rare. This is one of those rare occasions where I prefer the ultimate rares over the secret rare prints. And not too many. There's about 5 pages, so kind of a little bit more than anticipated on the market for this. Again, if you're gonna go ultimate, go for first edition, which is the first one here for about 11 bones, and then we get another one here for about 12, and so on and so forth. There's 5 pages. This isn't necessary. I side this card personally, as you can see right here. This is in my side deck. I side deck a playset. Removal has a giant presence on the game state. A lot of decks, especially nowadays with like Shaddoll Invoked and all the Shaddoll stuff being popular, you really want to knock out that graveyard possibilities. And this is just an all-around a really cool artwork, really powerful, fairy 3-star light, pretty generic, and it's a 1600 attack. Of course, there also is Banisher of the Light, which has a bigger defense. It's a 2000 defense, but not really. I think it's like 100 attack or something. But the thing about that card is if you don't have Moonmirror Shield, it's really hard to kind of defend that card. And normally when you have the monsters out, it's either going to be the Banisher when you side it in, the Thunder King Ryle, the Spectre Border, or the Fossil Dino, which I'm about to go over. And you usually equip that with the Phantom Sword or the Moonmirror Shield and defend it with your traps. And it's pretty strong. It's pretty strong defense, which is what this game's all about. Really heavy defense, but then also just kind of locking down your opponent. Really quickly, I would like to take a look at the secret rares, just if you guys are curious what the price point is for the secret rare prints, because they look fantastic. I don't know if I have any secret rare prints personally myself. I do have a couple of ultimate rares. There's a super rare here from Dark Revelations, which is just expensive because it's rare, but I mean, why would you get that when there's a secret rare print for literally like almost nothing, and then the ultimate rares, which there's a common here as well, and then the rare ultimate rare version that I just reviewed with you guys. Let's take a look at the first edition prints though, because again, even for these lower rarities, you just get first edition. Just always get first edition. That's kind of my rule of thumb. That's actually kind of like the general populace. It just really bothers me when I have an unlimited card. I pretty much always immediately get rid of my unlimited cards. I never buy unlimited sealed product. I mean, I have for some collection purposes, but in the majority of the time, I just always go first edition. It's just, I don't know. Maybe I'm just really like high maintenance or like picky or whatever. But I always have to have my stuff in first edition. $2. So it's about $2 for the first edition, secrets, and then so on and so forth. There's 5+ pages, and it's a good time. Fossil Dino Paphacecophallo. I can't really read English right now. Always have a hard time pronouncing this. I just call it Dyna for short. Several prints of this. A lot of cool prints too. Of course, we have the Light Destruction original print secret rares. We have the Duelist Saga with the cool ultra rare foiling here. And we have a common from National Pack 4 and the 2011 super rare collector tins. Kind of fun fact of the day, the 2011 collector tins era was kind of when I came back. This was actually the year 2011 is when I graduated high school, and I I started going to comic book stores to like re-get into Yu-Gi-Oh! And I don't really know what it was. I think it was because I had just discovered Japanese anime and I was watching like, what was it, like Elfen Lied and I think like Fruit Basket or Basket of Fruit or something, and Spice and Wolf and like Strike Witches, and like those were kind of like the first animes outside of, like of course Yu-Gi-Oh, Pokemon, like Dragon Ball Z, like all the original stuff, like Americanized animes that people watched like when they were little kids, for my generation anyway. But yeah, this era anyway was when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh. So really kind of special time for me to kind of my regenesis in the game. But moving on here, again, these are all really cool. I do like the super rares a lot. They're super cheap. They're $1 plus. The Fossil Dynas from Duel Saga, which have the cool ultra rare foiling, are about $3. I picked up tons of these because this is just such a blowout card and all-time favorite for anti-meta players. But what I want to review with you guys here is the original Prince Secret Rares from a super ancient set, Light of Destruction. And it really does just look fantastic in its original Secret Rare beauty and glory. It's pretty great. Wow, the first edition to jump all the way to 50 bones. That is incredible. So yeah, looking at a price of $30 difference. Again, this is why I always say get first edition prints. Always get first edition prints. I know those special editions can kind of be alluring because of promo cards sometimes, and sometimes you feel like you can. I personally kind of feel like I used to buy a lot of special edition packs, and I used to get really good ratios of pulling holos. Like, what was it? When I was in Korea, I was stationed in Korea when Raging Tempest came out, and like the Zodiac format was going crazy, and I bought so much, like boxes and boxes and boxes of Raging Tempest, and I was pulling like mad secrets like left and right, Dryden's and Rod Bulls and Barrages like crazy. I think I pulled like 6 or 10 Barrages back in the day when that card was like so much money and just going bananas. But they were all unlimited because, again, they were all special editions, and I was having a blast and recording videos and opening and getting super excited about getting all these great pulls. What was the other big card back then? Well, what's the two cards, the glass bells or the bell monsters that bring out the Crystal Wing Synchro Dragon, the combo? Anyway, one of the ultra rare ones. What was I talking about? Sorry, I'm kind of losing track. Anyway, so yeah, very expensive now, $50. So healthy alternatives on the Duel Saga and the super rares, the cheapest you're going to find here for the first editions in this condition, your mint lightly played, which is what you should get. You shouldn't get anything less than that unless you're strictly just buying the card just to play with it. It's going to get beat up anyway. But for value purposes, you're going to want to go for these conditions. And yeah, so about $50 that we're looking at for this card. Again, you find some recommendations here, like these cards. I run 3 of these, 2 of these, just because I don't have room to run 3 as of right now. Moving on here. This is kind of, so the next 3 tabs are going to be kind of just some side choices. You're not going to see these here in my build because I'm kind of still figuring out where to make room for them, and I'm still play testing. I've won a lot of games with this build. I've lost a lot of games with this build. Anti-meta is always kind of a coin flip. You never really know what's going to happen. If you play matches, you almost pretty much guarantee to win the first game if you go first. If you go second, it's a little much rougher because people can go and do their combos first. But anyway, this is something I've kind of been messing with. Lava Golem. I still really like this hand trap. This is like an original Gen 1 hand trap from Pharaonic Guardian from its dawning. Really cool prints in this, mostly the Super Rare Dual Terminal 1, which is really cool. And of course, original Prince Secret Rares. Could really care less about the other prints, but really quick, I've been noticing. So I started picking up this card as a collector's card. Back in the day, there's only 2 Secret Rare prints per core booster set. And that was the highest rarity back then. It was a really big deal to get a Secret Rare. And I was picking up this card, first edition, lightly played, near mint, for $5. And I just kept on buying it. And I don't know how many I have right now. I think I probably have like I don't know, maybe 16 or 20 copies of these first editions original print lava golems, and this card is surprisingly getting up there in value. I don't really know what it is because there hasn't been a higher uptick of people playing this card. No first editions on the first page. The first edition we get right here, and it hits about $16, and then it just continues to decrease, jumps all the way up to 27 after that, which is pretty crazy. So I'm really happy that I kind of got on the train early on this card. I don't really remember what time frame. I don't even remember if I made a Market Watch investment video about this card. I think I did. I can't remember. It's been so long. I really don't make as much videos as I want to. I recently got married, and I have 2 small girls in my apartment now, and still in the military for an unknown amount of time at this point. So been very busy, but life goes on. And yeah, this is just an all-around great card, and it's actually worth a pretty good chunk of money now. So awesome artwork, powerful effect, level 8, 3000 Fiend, Fire, just an awesome nostalgic card too. So that's kind of a side option I've been kind of playing around a little bit with. Of course, we have the Winged Dragon of Raw Sphere mode. This comes in and out of meta popularity. Price has crept down quite a bit after the reprint from Dual Power. I went pretty hard on Dual Power when I was living in Japan. Got several boxes of that and pulled actually not that many of these. This card for me, I think I got 3 cases of Dual Power, and I think I barely pulled like I think maybe 9 copies or so, if that. So for me, it was hard to pull. Of course, you have the super rare reprint, the original print ultra rare, which is the most expensive. But these are literally the same thing. I mean, I think it's really dumb. It's cool. I like original print too, but I mean, it's Duelist Pack Battle City. Like, there's nothing really significant about like that pack. I would really just honestly go for the cheapest one, which would probably be the super rare from the special edition. It looks like maybe it was, yeah, the special edition. But then again, you know, a lot of people bought Dual Power, so a lot of people have this anyway. And then of course Nibiru, the Primal Being, this new prismatic card that came out from last year's tins, the Gold Sarcophagus tins. I personally didn't buy into this. I kind of wish I did because there's some really cool cards. It's awesome. They brought back the Prismatic Secret Rare foiling and all that stuff. This is a really cool card. Kind of have mixed feelings about it. It's cool how you can pop away 3 cards, but there's kind of some other things that I don't know. Between the 3, I can't really tell. These are definitely not the only hand traps that you can run in anti-meta or just in general, but I just felt like kind of reviewing these. I don't know, these just kind of just popped in my head. I've been messing around with these when actually my Shaddoll Invoke build, which I'd like to do a video about sometime, but I'm still learning that deck. Like, that deck, I'm so terrible at that deck. I literally just picked it up probably about a month ago, and I'm still learning that deck for the Light Engine. But anyway, those are those, and this is an expensive card too. This is I think it's a reprint. It's such a popular card, and you know, pretty diverse, and you kind of, you know, put it in and out depending on what deck you're playing. And the cheapest we have here is around 13 bones. So again, I get it as prismatic, but it's a promo. So for being a tin promo and a very recent tin promo, it's still reached a pretty impressive price point. So the thing about this deck is really not that expensive until you come to the Pot of Extravagance, because this is a solo print, it's a secret rare, and it's from Savage Strike, which is not super old, but it's kind of getting to the point where it's, you know, you're not really, you know, finding sealed boxes of Savage Strike as easily as you may have been, you know, several months ago. But what I was surprised about was Pot of Desires. The secret rares have gone down. Of course, you have the ultimate rares, which are about 90 bones. You know, rarity collectors, such as myself. Sometimes, you know, I'm not a brat about it, but you know, I have my specifications here and there. But the Dark Illusions original print secret rare first editions, you can see here, there's some here too and one here for lightly played. They're only $20. I remember this card used to be like $100 plus. It was like 109, 100, 90, 80 for like the longest time. I mean, even like surpassing the ultimate where it's at right now. Personally, I really do like the secret the most. I think $20 is a very fair price for this card. I want to say I do have a playset of these. I don't remember how much I paid for them, but I have to go into my inventory, but I'm pretty sure that I have a playset of these because I mess around with anti-meta here and there, and this is definitely a necessary card in anti-meta, my personal belief. But again, I just think this is a fantastic price. I mean, you can drop 60. I know it's pretty expensive, but again, these are original print first editions, lightly played, and you can get yourself a nice playset of this very, very awesome draw power. Of course, there's even like the commons here. They're about $4, and the ultras again are about $4, which is pretty cool. But personally, I would go for the secrets if you want to go fancy. Pot of Extravagance. So sitting about 85. That's for unlimited. Here's first edition here. So yeah, again, so yeah, about 83 or so for the first editions. Ridiculously expensive card. Amazing card. It's definitely a necessary card. It's a huge draw power engine for this card. So you don't use your extra deck. You just burn all this stuff away. It kind of gets tricky because you have to play it at the beginning of your turn, right in the beginning of main phase 1. So it kind of limits your plays to a certain extent, and you can't draw cards after that. And there's a lot of draw power cards here. Like you got Trip, and then you got the one-ofs, and then of course I like Cardinalize too. I actually just thought about this. Kind of sad that it got hit to 1 because I used to play triples in this deck back in the day before it got hit. But this is definitely going to be reprinted eventually. Savage Strike has been out for a while. It's definitely warranted to get reprinted. We just don't know when. So this is really the only card that you need to play 3 of that is going to be really, really expensive for this deck. Everything else is really not that bad. Quaking Mirror Force. So I debated for a long time between Drowning Mirror Force and I forget whatever the one is where it returns into the hand. It's basically like a compulse. I figured out this one works the best because it defends your monsters, because you can activate this while you still have monsters on the field, and it basically just like Book of Moons them, and then when you have any of your monsters, a Dyna, a Ryo, or a Spectre Border, or whatever it is that you want to play equipped with your Moon Mirror Shields, you can just run over anything. And it's pretty great. These monsters' effects are so powerful. They just lock down your opponent, and then you just crush them with Moon Mirror Shield. Doesn't matter how big their monsters are. You just blow them up, and then you have your traps to defend your monsters and negate any of their shenanigans as long as they're set first. It's kind of the slowness of this backfire in this deck. But this card has went down a lot. If I'm not mistaken, this card used to be like a $15, $20 card for like a long time ago, but now it's only about $3 or so for the original print ultra rare first editions. I really hope they come out with a secret rare print. I think this would be really great. There's secret rare prints of the other Mirror Forces. There's 2 common prints here, but that's neither there or here. Anyway, sorry, kind of tired. It's a little late over here, but I found out this works best, and I thought that this is pretty awesome price point because it used to be more expensive, and now it's not. Macrocosmos, awesome card. I've been waiting for so long for this card to come to 3. I really miss my DD deck. With the like 3 Cosmos, 3 Fisher, and Caius, and a Scout that comes back, and all that old school shenanigans. It's really fun. I think it was like around 2012 era that I like to play that deck. But anyway, pretty cool. For a while there's a pretty big price trend in the rare dual terminals, which are pretty cool. Right now they're sitting around $3-ish plus. There's the ultra rares, which are my personal favorite. I really like these a lot. A couple commons. Such a blowout card. I really love flipping this card on my opponent. It's so powerful. Hence why it's only at 1 right now. Still waiting for my dreams to come true for it coming to 3. Let's take a look at the ultra rares. Kind of silly how they reprinted the same rarities like back-to-back Legendary Collection 2 and Raw Yellow Pack kind of came out relatively at the same time. You can see here these first editions, they're about 2 plus 2.5 bones. So I'm assuming these are probably about the same. Personally, I think Legendary Collection 2, I want to say, came out before Raw Yellow Mega Pack, so I would go for the older one. Older ones just tend to usually have more value. But it looks really great in ultra rare. Fantastic. And this is great too. It's kind of pricey though. Like when I got several of these, like I think I was paying like well under $1 before I don't know, these started to go up. But definitely a necessary card. And then, of course, a really important side card. There can be only one. I kind of forgot about this card from its dawning in Extreme Force, and then it kind of grew into popularity, and people started putting it in, like, everything, and it kind of died off again. And then it just got reprinted, which is really awesome that it got reprinted in Dual Devastator, because it really dropped down the price. You got the Ultra Rares here, which are, you know, $2 for the first editions, and then Extreme Force, which personally I would go for. The Extreme Force is one of the original Prince first editions, which are probably about the same price. They're probably around 2 bones. Just take a look here at the first editions. Cool artwork, just a blowout card, especially in this deck, because if you look at your monsters, I mean, you have a Rock, you have a Thunder, you have a Machine, and a Fairy over here for your Banishers. So it really doesn't affect you at all, but can really just neg the hell out of your opponent. And the first editions, yeah, are about 2 bones here for the Super Original Prince. So personally, I would go for these Original Prince Super Rares. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That is my anti-meta deck build right there. Again, kind of still messing with it. But anti-meta holds a very special place in my heart. I've been playing it forever, and I love how diverse it is. There's so many different things. It's always, my builds are always trap heavy. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's all I wanted to say. I apologize. I haven't made a video in so long again. It's just been super busy here with work and family. I'm really hoping that I have the opportunity to make more videos, because I really do like making videos for you guys, and it's just a great time. So this has been a showcasing by the White Mexican. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you in the next video.